What's up, Father? Father MC. Welcome to Champagne and Conversations. How are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us and jamming with us as we opened up the show.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. And guys, we're just a few minutes late because we start vibing in the background. And I had to say, oh, okay, we got to save some of that for you all because we were having a good conversation. So, welcome to Champagne and Conversations. Thank you so much. We have been planning this for a little bit of time, but you're here now. And although you do not have a glass, we'll have you to toast with whatever you choose to toast with. Oh, look at
Got
that.
you. Propel. Flavor.
Cheers to you. I must ask you, did you do the pregame prayer?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
We need
yeah,
to do that for the people in the
yeah,
back so we can keep this
definitely.
peace today. Thank you.
Yes.
And for all of those that are just joining us, Father MC, you guys, we know him from the 90s phenom, the Uptown Vibe, all of the amazing songs that we party to over and over again, and even some that I hadn't heard in a long time. So I enjoyed myself today listening to, or reminiscing, I guess I should say,
Took
to
it
your
back.
music. So thank you so much for it.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Very welcome.
Now, before we start with all of that, I do want to say, condolences to you. You had shared with us that you have lost some friends, some family within this pandemic, and I do send prayers out to you and your family for that. No one wants
Thank
to
you.
hear that we've lost anyone during this time because it's been tough.
Yeah,
Um,
it's crazy.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. So luckily, everyone, that you do still have with you is healthy, and you're healthy and good. And we do
Yes.
have another square on here, guys, which our streaming tech is on, and we also have management on as well, just to make sure we stay in line. We don't cut up too much, I guess. That's why he's here. So thank you. um, so with that being said, going into your new project, which is Black Disney, I love that. It's
Thank you.
so fly. Black Disney, the name, I have to ask, where did that come from?
I well, I come from uptown. I'm from New York, and I used to always like Andre Harrell, God bless him. He died in the pandemic too,
Yeah,
the
Pain and
COVID.
Bubbles. Yep.
um, excuse me. Um, I always, as a kid, man, I always loved Disneyland, Disney World. So I always said, like, after the Uptown days, I said, if I come out with a new album, man, I'm gonna put Disney in there somehow. And then I just love. I'm always around like a lot of Black entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? And the thing I love most is to see how people getting it, and then to see, you know, Disney World. It's like put a whole bunch of people getting it in Disney World. Just make it all like us having a blast, man. And that's what I just came up with. I said Black Disney. I said Black Disney. I said, let me live with it for a minute. And it's stuck.
Dope.
So
It's super dope. So are you
thank you.
envisioning that you're going to create Black Disney? Are we going to have our own Carnival cruise ship Black Disney? What are we doing?
The album is gonna take you there. It's Black Disney. It's just
Oh, okay.
it's fun. It's crazy. It's wild. It's unexpected. Some stuff is gonna be crazy. It's two sides of Black Disney. Really, it's the hip hop side. I'm just going at it. I'm going. I take you to the streets. I take you to the projects. I take you everywhere. And then you got that uptown Black Disney, which is Father MC, that the world know. You know what I'm saying? With the women, and treating them the way they want to be treated, because I do that. So, you see you blushing right now. See, but no, that's
Ladies,
basically.
be good. Relax. Don't let him take you out of your don't do
Uh-oh,
it.
that part. But I'm not. It's crazy, man. Got some things on it that I think, I tried lyrically. I tried to verbalize in a whole different way, and change up the times. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to compete with nobody. I'm just in my own lane
Right.
and I'm doing me, you know?
What's up? So the samples that you have been displaying, which on the first part of what we were doing with promo with you, there's Dirty Dirty, there's a couple other songs that you've sampled, and you've kind of mixed it and made it like a little theatrics, I guess, just a little mini movie or a little mini
Yeah.
segment to what you're doing. So with that, are any of those songs going to be on the Black Disney album, or is that
Yeah.
just okay?
Now, all of that I got on my Instagram. I'm at the Real Father MC, by the way. But that's all on the album. I'm just giving the world snippets, and everybody's telling me to relax, chill, stop, don't, man, shut up, man. I've been gone too long. Let me just let me hit them with it, and it's been paying off. You know what I'm saying? Because the pre-orders is bananas. It's just that the sampling clearances has to clear, and they doing the movie Uptown, the Uptown movie. So Jesse Collins at BET need to hurry up, but they have to slow it down because of the pandemic. But now the pandemic's ending or whatever the case may be. They getting back on it. So I was trying to time everything correctly, and then they slowed down on the movie. So hopefully they catch up, or we're just gonna go ahead and just do what we got to do.
What's your favorite on the album?
I don't know. I got this Spanish cut that I just did.
Okay,
I think I like that. I like a lot of the joints. You know what I'm saying? It just different joints take me to different places. Like if I'm feeling a certain way, I got some joints. If I'm horny, I could listen to. I got some joints if I see beautiful women and I'm like, I got joints when I'm just like make you think. I'm not a conscious dude like that. I don't knock it, but that's not me. So, I got joints. I got heat.
Yeah. So my favorite is Ask About Me.
Ask About Me. Oh, okay. You got that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's my favorite. But Dirty Dirty, I said that because that's like a summertime song. So the Hot Girl Summer, if you want that, I think that's where you go with that one.
You should be on my listening party they're about to have. They're hooking it up. Jay's hooking it. My listening party for the album. He's getting a lot of the people and he's putting them in a thing, and he's gonna just have them just listen to it, a live joint. We may have something where it's gonna be in a private location, and everybody has to be COVID free though. With the shot and all that stuff. I know people don't want to do it, but I did it. And
I got the shot.
Yeah. It did nothing for me though. It didn't affect me at all. It didn't shut me down. I'm still cooling. So,
the second one got me for a little while.
It got a lot of people I knew. I was scared to death. I was like, yo, these people, but it's funny because it got them for a day and that was it.
Yes, that's it. It was like 8 hours. Yeah, but it was Easter for me. So, I mean, really? It is what it is. But yeah, 8 hours it got me. But after that, we're still here. I have my faculties about me. So I guess it's all right.
And then we're supposed to be coming out. We're supposed to be coming out there doing this tour, this big tour, and we're supposed to be hitting VA. Supposed to be hitting Gov Talk. My man Gov Talk, he has spot in VA in Chesapeake, I believe. Mm-hmm. But we're supposed to be hitting everywhere in Virginia. And Virginia is receptive, crazy. There, you know what I mean? And I'm here, I'm coming. I know what I did to VA before. I'm coming to do it triple hard.
Don't hurt us, please. Don't hurt us, please. We didn't do nothing.
That part.
We didn't do nothing. So with the Black Disney, yes, definitely excited about that project. I think that it has that whole swag that basically I'm grown and I love that. I think that is just the segue to coming back, like you said, from, just a break, whatever you call that, and, doing your projects. And this is several projects later. So it's not even like you're not familiar with what to do. So you just kind of picked up where you left off. Think it's super dope. And, you'll be able to really, really get the response that you want from that. And even taking it back to the 90s, and the golden era is what we know. It sounds a lot like that. So obviously it's in you. That is your vibe. That's your sound. That's your swag. And all of that is so reminiscent. Like it's a party. It's just a
Yeah,
party.
it's definitely a party. It's definitely a party.
Yes,
You know,
that's dope. I've listened to some of your conversations where you've talked about, the ultimate parties. Like you've had this party, you've had that party, and it sounds like you've embodied that when you go in the studio. So you're telling stories all the time.
yeah, when I go into the studio, like I own the studio, so it's like I don't know, when I was making my other albums and I'd walk into the studio, it was like I knew I was paying for it. You know what I mean? Like, but when you own a studio, it's like I'm walking away for a minute, I'm coming back to it, and I'm really putting I'm living in it, like I'm doing it. This is me. So yeah, this album, and then I didn't have no pain in the ass. Oh, pardon me, I ain't have no headache A&R. So the A&R is like, you gotta start shutting them down and tell them to shut up. And now you can just do you and concentrate on doing you and give your whole artistic view to what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a better view. It's a better thing for me. I enjoyed it,
Who was your most, I guess, the person that you enjoyed working with the most?
Me and Diddy had fun. When I first made my first album, Diddy was my A&R director, A&R guy, and we had fun, man. We had fun. The A&R guy, he was an intern. Diddy was an intern at the point. And Kurt Woodley was my A&R. Kurt Woodley was an older guy, and he'd always fall asleep in the studio. Me and Puff making jokes, chicks, and just wilding. And I was just like, it's my very first album. And I'm just looking at the life like, damn, this is what I asked for. This is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Puffy just was a crazy guy, like with it. Like he just had fun. You seen the energy. So he brought the energy that made me have the energy. Because when I get tired, he'd be like, no, come on, we doing something. At the end of the day, it was Puff, it was Mark Morales and Corey, because we used to always crack jokes. Mark and Corey gave me a lot of my hits, predominantly a lot of my hits. Yeah, God bless him. Prince Marky D from the Fat Boys. Yeah. Who else? I had fun. I mean, the first album, Howie T, Fresh Gordon, trying to think. Second albums.
You have all the favorites except you haven't named my favorite, which if you know that Heavy D was like my
Heavy was my guy, man. God bless Heavy too. God bless Heavy too. Heavy was crazy. He was a good, humble dude, man. Really, like in real life. And I remember I was on the West Side Highway in Manhattan. I'm leaving the record company, and I seen Heavy on the highway. And I seen him, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm on this side going this way. He was on this side. So I would have had to go all the way. So I made it to the edge so I could, I drove over so I could see a little bit. He's helping somebody that had a flat.
Oh.
And he ain't have no security with him or nothing. Heavy was just a great dude, man. A great guy, man. Yeah, he was a great guy. And he told me, he said, you're going to make it. I'd never forget, when I signed to Uptown, he wasn't on no Hollywood, nothing. He just was like, yo, what's up, father? I said, what's good? And he was like, and I was a fan too. That's the crazy part. When I walked in, Hev already, I want somebody to love me, And I was like, okay. And then that overweight love was in the, and I'm thinking like, tag. Now, I could walk right in and, yo, Hev, what's good? And then I'm calling him. Like, we on tour, we talking, like, just became friends. It was crazy. It was crazy. That's how it was with all of them, though.
Yeah, I heard you say that he gave you definitely some, motivation, which I think is super dope. Not only being part of the label, but like you said, you were a fan and he didn't, disengage. He did the best that he could do to give you, some positive reinforcement, what have you, to be able to segue your career. So I think that's amazing. And, rest in peace, Prince Marky D. He was like that as well. We had the opportunity of talking with him on Champagne and Conversations. And afterwards, we stay in contact. And he too was very much that motivation. So
Yeah, Mark.
Say that again.
Marky D, yeah, Mark
Yes.
was my guy. That was my
Yes.
guy. We used to cry. Oh my God. You couldn't get us in a room because we just find stuff to crack. It was like people would be uncomfortable and Mark would always blame me because like I look at him, right? And he'll look and then he'll look down and he'll just start laughing. Now you could be in the room, I ain't make no joke about you, but then he'll laugh and then he'll point to me and say, man, you crazy, like your father, you crazy. I'm like, what? So I start laughing because I don't know what, am I crazy? I bug out every time I even think about Mark, man. He crazy.
Yeah.
And anyone knows crazy? I called him 2 days before he died. Because me and him, we was on a Zoom call with a lot of record industry people. And you know how they put you on hold or whatever in the room? I called Mark on his landline and me and him just cracking jokes about the people on the phone. And while they're asking him a question, he could hear, like, y'all can't hear me, but he can hear me. And I'm saying a lot of weird stuff. He just bust out laughing. It's crazy, man. Dang, I miss Mark, man.
Spirit. It was the same thing. He did a live like 2 days before he passed, and he was listening to Stevie Wonder just driving. He had just gotten off. But it was just so dope. He just was such a chill spirit. And I think that it's good to really think about those folks that are in your life that add that extra layer of just comfort or just, a bit of validation to say, you got it, you're going to be good. It's like angels on earth that are there with you. And then when they go on, they're still with you,
Right.
And so that makes it ultimately that way to be able to just continue in your craft and be great in your craft. Which I think is nice when you have a set of friends that are like that,
Yeah.
all like successful and they're all grinding for the same common goal and, had everyone's good interest at heart. I think more of that has to happen or should be happening.
Right.
Where you all are probably the pioneers to teach those folks that are coming along that this is the way. Some listen, some don't, but at least that's the message, right?
You're right, though. This pandemic taught me one thing, man. It taught me about people. Because usually I'm so zero tolerance to a lot of stuff, so it made me become patient. And I started opening myself because really, I'm like, really, I'm a studio hog. Like I'm like I'm going in, I'm coming out. Boom, I'm going in. I don't really party unless I have to, because I done partied my whole career, and a lot of people don't understand.
Right.
Excuse me. Father MC party. Like we went to all of the. You got to understand. Going to the studio. After the studio, you go into a party. After you go home, you don't get up until 6 that evening. I'm going back to the studio, party. Same routine. Now I get to hit record. I'm on tour. After party, after the show, it's the after party. And after the, excuse me 1 second, people just blowing me up, man. See, I don't even know these numbers. This is over. Pardon me. But yeah, I'm sorry. But you want me to put that on vibrate too?
You do what you got to do. Boss do what boss do. I'm just, we're just here for it.
But it's that we so when I go to a party, I like to go to a lounge. Like after the tour, like my guys talk about it all the time now. Like, we about to go on the road. So what we gonna do? We can't wait for the parties, but we know you're gonna be the Herman in the room. I'm not gonna be in the room, but I ain't going to the clubs like that unless I have to. I like to go to the important stuff. All the other stuff is cool. I'll hang out, but a little more relaxed.
Yeah. Especially now. Yeah. You've done a lot. Your most memorable moment on tour, what would that be?
Oh shit! Look, which word? But whoo. Keep
it PG.
Okay. can't say that.
See, I was listening, Jay.
No, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that either.
I'm not with you. Just okay. When you figure it out.
Andre Harrell. We was at Wembley Arena, and I got to London first. I was with Jodeci and Mary J, and we was all on tour, little short. And Andre came to my dressing room, and we was hanging out backstage, and he was like, "I'm gonna take you out of here. I'm about to blow you up even more." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, Dre, whatever." He says, "Yo, listen." He says, when I walked on stage, he said, "These women are screaming your name like, oh my God." So I said, I said, "What's up?" He said, "Yo, I bet you $60,000 you can't kiss any girl in the," I said, "Anybody?" He said, "Yeah, now I done been there a week. So, you know, I'm there. I already had a couple of things in the audience."
The territory.
Yeah, I'm like, "Are you kidding me? 60 grand, that's an easy nut." I called my bodyguard. I said, "Yo, I seen the girl I was with, right?" So I called, she was with her boyfriend. And I called her upstage. I act like I didn't know. I just said like this. Look, and she's like this, like, man, she's like this, like, "Man, my boyfriend." But she's saying it to me that nobody could hear. I'm in Wembley Arena, 70,000 people in the audience. I'm sitting there, I'm on stage, and she's like, "My boyfriend's right there." I'm saying, "You're not making me lose a $60,000 bet. Sorry to your boyfriend." And then I just kissed her, and she just said, "Forget it." Just went with it. And Andre Harrell, it was crazy. She never talked to the guy again, ever. But she was cool though. She was all right.
She never talked to what guy? You or that guy?
That guy again. Like they.
Oh,
okay.
Let's be clear.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Not that part. Yeah, not that part.
I just wanted to make sure we had that correct. All right. So now we're going to take it just, a little bit of a different direction because I have a deep question that I want to ask you. You made a song and it's titled "The Prophet." And with that, I want to know, what was your motivation for that?
I just got into a mood. I get into my moods. That's what I'm saying. I get into my moods and I want to go there and I'm not afraid to.
So it wasn't about any specific person or anything like that. It was just the energy that you were feeling.
That's what I was feeling. That's what I was feeling.
Okay. All right. And
like when I get off with you, I'm gonna go in the studio, call my engineer and say, "Come on, I'm gonna make a record about you." I'm joking.
I said we were going to behave. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you. But just for those that may not have checked out "The Prophet," it was a little dark, but it was more so in talking about just the temptations, if I interpreted that correctly. The temptations that come from being within the industry, the people that you can trust or not.
Right.
And those folks that may promise you things that they don't happen, they have their own agendas, so on and so forth. So I sat with that song for a couple of times because I think that you probably said what other artists want to say, or some of those that have now disengaged later in life, from the industry, and that just their experiences, they were probably feeling the same thing. So I just wanted to see if you were going to share, was that a specific person you were speaking about or just an energy that
I never had beef with the industry. I never had beef. It didn't come my way because they knew I wasn't the dude for it. Like I just wasn't here for it. You know what I mean? Like we, the Illuminati, they, I hear a lot about it and everything. And, people say, "Yo, did the Illuminati, did people come to you?" Now that I think back, yeah, because of the signs and the people and the way they move to how it came about, but they knew not to really come to me. Like the industry is real weird because they'll tell you, like the guys in control will tell you, "Yo, get rid of your man, get rid of your people, man, come hang out." You know what I'm saying? First of all, I'm gonna get rid of 20, 30 dudes and come hang out with you. What you want me to hang out with you for? I ain't on that. So it'll be a problem right then and there. And they know I'm quick to take it there. So they kind of knew how to walk with me. They sort of knew I wasn't the dude for them. Get rid of your
Yeah.
crew or come and hang out. I never was that touchy-feely, especially with no men and none of that stuff. I ain't that dude. That's just not me. Now women, I was touching them and being touchy-feely because I like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
we know. we know the vibe. Don't worry about that. We got that part. We can listen to all the songs. As you know, the last one that I did post, Sex is Law. I'm not going to ask you any questions about it, so don't worry. I just put that up just because I thought the track was hot. But that was your third album, right? And that one was still fire. So I did hear one of your other conversations where they referenced you got past that sophomore jinx, and then you even went on to third album, fourth album, and it still was rocking. So
yeah, because they always say after your first album is luck. Yeah. So this is the crazy part. I'm in Queens and Rockaway. So two cats, I was walking down I was coming from the picture shop. I just came off tour, and I was walking to get these photos. I'll never forget this. And these cats were cool with me too. That's the crazy part. So they didn't see me in the back of them. Because the store had my posters up. I come from Rockaway, they had my post, and they would go to the train station. And they said, yeah, that shit was luck. Father MC ain't gonna do it again. It was luck. So I was working on my second album. And I heard that and it stuck with me. So I made that album personal just because then I kept hearing about the sophomore jinx. Yeah, I was like, damn, was these guys on or something? And I was like, yeah. And then I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna just do me. I'm just gonna go in there and write the records I felt and just enjoy it. And I was in the mood on every time. Me, Eddie F, and Mary J. Blige. We had his house in his studio in Jersey. And Mary came, and that's how I came up with One Night Stand. And then when she sung it, I just said, nah. Baby was a joke. Because I was like, yeah, nah, baby. And Eddie kept it. He kept it, and then, it became part of the record. Every time, like, every record was crazy because I never planned the record. Like, I never plan when I make the music or something. I never say this is for this and this is gonna be that. Remember that record, Love Don't Live Here Anymore? Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite cuts on Black Disney. I got it with my artist Bree, and she's singing the hook and sounds woo crazy. Love don't live here anymore, and I just broke that down. I'm gonna have Jay get that to her right now.
I felt like I was on like hip hop trivia when I was trying to, break down your songs, because I'm like, wait, the one that I really got into was Confunction. You had done the sample with that, and I kept hearing it, and I was like,
most of you album.
I was like, what is this? What
Flashlight.
Is this? Yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so dope. Like every song was, whether it sounded like the Foxy Brown track, or if it sounded like the Keisha Cole, that song that I really love, with the song with Diddy, but it sounded like you put part of that in
Last Night.
Yes.
Yeah. I did records that I wanted to do that I thought needed father. That's what the records I redid like that. I went and touched up because I just thought they needed father on the record and I could do it. So I just did it,
Okay. That's different.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
They needed father. And, okay.
I got, that part. I just didn't want to say it. I got Fat Man Scoop. I'm working with Fat Man Scoop, and he's just talented. He's a talented cat. Yeah. Talented cat, man. And the album is gonna, I'm gonna get Jay to get you a joint and let you really check it out and get into it, because I give snippets. So the snippets are like 40 seconds long. Yeah. I'm gonna let him get you the whole joint and let you really hear something.
Yay. Yeah. And you also have Flavor Flav you're working with. I saw that.
I'm working with Flav was just at my studio. He was just at my house 2 days ago. Yeah. I'm working with Kenny from As Yet. He's working on his solo project as we speak. They still together. It's just that, guys in groups go left sometime and just want to venture out. And Kenny Kenny stuff, man. I mean, I'm not saying it because I'm writing or producing. Kenny voice is whoo. And sometimes it's good to be in a group, but sometimes it's good to be solo because you get to hear each and every one, like you get to hear them solo. And he's up there, man. He's messing with, like, he's there. Charlie Wilson type there. Like, yeah,
Love Uncle
Anthony
Charlie.
Hamilton there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, I think everybody had an opportunity to rest and get a second wind, and now they're really going, full throttle in terms of every, music or just creative, whatever it is that they're going to be doing. With you, do you enjoy rapping more or kind of the singing?
Well, I'm an artist, I'm a rapper, so, you know, but I just be trying it all. Like with the singing, it's like the like my pen game is crazy. Like my artist Brie, I wrote her album. Um, it's nuts because it's like it's people say, how can you write for a woman? Uh, Fall in see, like treat like you want to be treated. But it's just that no, I put myself in, what I would want someone, how I want someone to treat me is how I'm gonna treat them. You know, a lot of women get gassed up, man. A lot of women, I'm not saying it bad or anything. I'm saying a lot of women don't know when they have a good thing. You know, they smother you, they sometimes women don't know just to relax and breathe. And now for the brothers, sometimes we egg on too hard, we come on too hard, we press women too hard. Like sometimes we need to fall back and let it do what it's gonna do, because in a relationship you're gonna have your ups and downs. You're gonna have your ups and downs, and you're gonna have your wrongs and you're gonna have your rights. And you just gotta just let it do what it do. Let go and let God take the wheel, man.
Just
I'm
let it
not a.
flow.
I don't like to argue. When I'm in, I don't like to argue at all, man. I will walk so fast, like you have no idea. You'll think a rock hit you in your head. I, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it because, and it's not. My people say, "Go, you got a lot of chicks that dig you." No, it's because I'm just not that guy. I don't feel like it because my dad always taught me. He said, "Man, if you can avoid an argument with a woman, leave before you say something you can't take back." You get what I'm saying? And a lot of us men, we don't realize we hit below the belt. And you don't have to hit them physically to hurt them. Sometimes words will hit you harder than a physical hit,
Sure.
And then women, y'all are crazy, man.
Oh,
Y'all
hold it,
women.
hold it. No, not all. But crazy meaning what? Now I have to, ladies, I know we had him, but now we got to back him up. So what is crazy?
Crazy is, well, it's not crazy. I take that back. Crazy is a strong word. I take that back. Women, when they get into their emotions, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta walk away. Just walk away. Walk away because that love thing will get you. Love thing will get you.
Well, not to be on the downswing of those things, but I think that what happens is you have to really be one with yourself. You have to know who you are
Absolutely.
before you go to the table to do any chessboard. And so that's the first thing. A lot of individuals, man, female, whatever, don't go to the table really sure of who they are. They go to the table expecting someone to fill those voids wherever they may be. And in
That
that,
part.
when that
That part.
expectation isn't met, that creates crazy, right? Because now you're expecting something, it isn't happening, and you're on that person. Give it to me now, now, now. And that's not how it works. You need to go whole. And this pandemic should have helped for people to be able to kind of unpack it.
I say the pandemic brought the real hustlers out and taught the real people how to play. Like, listen, we got to do us. So we can't be out in the street. So we got to figure out something, because now it's not all about money, and it's not all about we going out and
Right.
spending. We home, what we doing? And if we could gut each other for right here, then it's all good. A lot of women look for stuff. And a lot of what I heard so many people say the breakups was because they said, well, I'd rather you tell me what's going on so I can make a decision. And then when you tell them, I've heard when guys tell women the truth, women still can't take it. So it's like you can't win for winning or losing. And that's vice versa as far as with men as well. At the end of the day, I think that the game has changed so much because of the demographics of the younger kids in the game now. I just was asked, can you turn a hoe into a housewife? And I was like, yeah,
And you?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But it's just like, and then you could turn the hoe into a respectful housewife as well. It's not like back
can
in
you
the
turn
day
a
before.
housewife into a hoe?
Absolutely.
Just
Absolutely.
asking for a friend.
Absolutely. Immediately. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. For real. Yeah. I've known some chicks that were the nicest, sweetest, and then next thing you know, you say, is that you? Is that you? I think we should court our women again, get to know them. I think the love is too easy to get now. It's just too easy. You don't want to give it to me? Cool. Yo, I'm gonna leave your house and I'm gonna get out my range, get some gas, and guess what? I'm gonna say, oh, hey, how you doing? Boom, boom. So the guy likes you, but he goes pump gas for Shorty. Shorty just want a bag, rent paid or something. Bow, smash. He tired of coming to you. You giving him the blue things. So he ain't messing with you like he used to. And then next thing you know, Shorty gets knocked up. This guy's a respectful guy. He's like, yo, I can't, I gotta hold down my kid. Even though he liked you, but being that you played hard, Shorty was, you know what I'm saying? She gets the car because she having a kid. She gets the house. Boom. He wanted to take care of her because she's having this kid. Now she becomes a housewife. Now the thing of it is where are you at? You at your house because you wanted to hold out. This young chick over here was like, open game. Get me that Fendi purse. The next thing you know, she gets the Range Rover, the house, and everything because now it's right. So, sometimes when people ask me, and then I tell them, I said, I tell women and men, like, never lower your standards, never lower anything of what you are out for. Because if you settle, you're going to settle for anything.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think that's a standard. I think what you're expressing is, there may be a standard that's set in one location that may differ in another. And, when you're moving those pieces on the chessboard or the checkers board or the Connect Four, whatever you're playing at the time, then that's what you get, game over. And, with that being said, I mean, the standard has to stay, the bar has to stay, but I think that understanding the type of individual that you're dealing with, you should know out the gate where that's going to go. And then,
you know what's crazy? You say that, not to cut you off, but there's a thing like loving pain, right? Like when you met a guy and you get that high school feeling, that love feeling, that like, oh my God, love. That's the best feeling in the world when you meet somebody like you love making love to. You love when then next thing you know, the pain comes because y'all get to know each other. And now the reality says, boom, that's the pain. Same thing like with it's life, because that's us, that's humans. Like when we come in as kids and we go out as like we come in, we getting taken care of. Our family take care of us. We go out, our family is taking care of us.
Well, I think that
once an adult, two times a kid.
You don't have to process it as pain. You just process it. You're understanding what it is that you're feeling at that moment. Is it love? And then what does that translate to overall? Once you identify the parts of that, it doesn't become pain. I mean, pain is only in existence if you accept that. You don't have to welcome that at all. You can just say, what is this that's troubling me at this moment, and work right out of it in that moment. And then it doesn't process into anything else, right? If you don't continue to work on something, it doesn't become anything. So you can let that pain go as soon as you identify, oh, I remember this, because very often what it is triggers from other things that is creating that. And so if we don't get over the triggers, then that just carries into those situations. And every time it happens, that's what's setting you off. So then if you don't want to deal with that, trauma that creates the trigger. Now, that is the part that you'll continue to say, I'm going to go and find the young lady that I can pump her gas and she just want a bag. Or this person that just wants a 2-piece and a biscuit at Bojangles or whatever. You're not, that heavy isn't there because, but listen, you can't be Black Disney and have the Carnival Cruise Line and you expect that you're going to have this thing easy. You got to understand that
definitely.
Much is given, much is expected. So you're going to do the work. You're going to do the work. And then all you do is task that same individual that is blessed to be in your space, understanding we walking in Black Disney, my love. So you got to be able to rock with me, right? You got to be able to stand up.
You got to be able to step that up, right?
You got to be able to stand up, and you shouldn't be checking for who is wavering on the sideline.
Nothing more powerful than a couple, especially a Black couple that you can see that's just wow, like wow, you know. And that's what's out here. It's power. When you do have it, when you do see it, you recognize it because you say something about it.
It's law of attraction. What you give is what you get.
Right. It's what you get.
And if that's what you're speaking, that's what you're gonna accept. So you can't be Black Disney and expect that you're gonna get anything less. You gotta be able to
tell them. McDonald's. We ain't going to McDonald's. Even though they got the 2-for-1.
They got the best fries. Like that. Can we just pull over? Can we just go and eat a little bit?
Easy. You cheap Chick-fil-A.
You can do the fries at McDonald's. That's it. Just a couple of those. But yeah, Chick-fil-A is the better option. But it's whatever. Because obviously, if you rock together, you rock together. It doesn't matter. You might laugh and be like, yeah, we went to McDonald's.
Let me ask you a question. Did you, like, in your day, did you used to go out with your boyfriend and never, like, dress the same? Like, did y'all do that?
King's a million. No.
Yeah, see, everybody thought I was crazy. It was me either. I never was that dude like that. I was like, okay, I get it. But okay.
You have to have someone that matches your fly. If that person matches your fly, you'll do those things, right? You'll find yourself doing things that you probably wouldn't have imagined. But it's only when you get to that you feel like, I cannot believe that I'm actually wearing matching outfits. You know, like next week you'll go and be like, we bought matching outfits.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's that high school. That's that high school, like, oh, that feeling, that feeling, like, I got it, you know? A lot of people need that feeling.
You know why you associated with high school is because that was the innocence. That's when nothing was complicated.
Nothing was Nothing was complicated. Everything was right.
Ooh. That's why you associated with that. But we can still have it not complicated. The thing that I really say is that this is so very necessary. Conversations are necessary. And people don't take the time to have a conversation, and that's two-way. It's not all talking. It has to be some listening, and it has to be some sharing. So if you have those more often, hence Champagne and Conversations, that's just a slight plug. But at any rate, if you have those conversations, then it allows for you to clear the air. It allows for you to be clear on what it is that you want and what it is that you can have as like high school. Because we can still have high school when it was easy and when it was pure and when it was innocent, and all we had to do was figure out when we were going to the mall and what bus we would go ride.
I remember when Secret Lovers came out. Like, I can imagine. I could tell you where I was at and what I was doing.
No, that's Secret Lovers. No, that's not a good one.
No, but I'm saying I could tell you, like, when those records was out, like, what's that other Tender Love with For Some D's? Like, you couldn't, Jesus.
Mine was like, Can You Stand the Rain? That was like my time of the real dope tracks. Actually, I was just listening to that.
What was that record? Secret Lover was my jam. But,
I don't know about that Secret Lover. That the word.
That was the joint. You can't even front on Secret Lovers. You can't even fake me out with that. You
but that knew that was joint.
That was, let me see, what was that joint? I always wanted to redo it too.
It was a high school one, or when you started to get a little older?
when I got a little older. But I'm trying to
Nothing
think.
troop, nothing
Nothing true.
intro.
I was on. No, that's all. I was on tour with Troop. I was in the studio with Intro. They was on my second album.
Right.
Um,
Jodeci, I know you were with them too, but that was
they was my whole albums, all my albums.
your whole album.
Mary, the albums.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, Dave Hollister on my first album. I'm trying to. What was that song? It's gonna come to me, but it was crazy. It was crazy.
Babyface.
Babyface, you said?
Yeah, was it a Babyface song?
But yeah, it was the Barges. What were their songs?
Oh yeah, the bars. Yes.
I only think of you on two occasions. That was woof.
Two occasions. That was
That was two occasions. That was
that wasn't the
that
bars,
wasn't
but that was
that wasn't
wasn't
the
that
bar.
Babyface?
The deal.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Okay.
The deal. Yeah,
Yes,
the deal.
yes.
But the Barge was up there though. They had some joints too.
No
Can't
doubt.
front on the Barges. They had some joints, but the deal, that two occasions had me cooking for Cocoa Puffs money. I was like, oh my God. Dude. God, man. I was
I
the
smell
best.
a remake.
Yes.
I definitely
I
do.
may mess around with that. I may mess around
That's
with
what
that.
you needed. So now you just open it up.
I'm coming to VA. VA,
Yeah.
get ready.
Yes, Tidewater area, get ready. As I was sharing with you earlier, it used to be, well, Pharrell had just started a tour, which was called Something in the Water. Super dope first year. It kind of got rained out at the beginning, so everyone was kind of nervous as to whether or not it was going to happen, but it did. Amazing. And then from there, we went into pandemic. So second year it didn't happen. So shout out to Pharrell. I'm hoping that he will bring that back because it was really a big deal for the Tidewater area.
Wow,
Timbo,
nice.
all of them.
Sound good. Sound like a
Yes,
good
they
time
do
too.
live down at Virginia Beach all the time. And to me, it's a good getaway, even if, we can't get to Turks and Caicos. Not everyone can dip out just on the weekend like you might want to. So if
Right.
can't do the Turks, then you can just put your feet in a little bit of water. Might not be all blue, but you would try.
Wow.
Yes, so definitely that. So share your social media with everyone, guys. We have had an amazing time spending talking with Father MC. We are excited about Black Disney. It may be a cruise, it may be a club on the water. I don't know what we expect from this particular. Well, he said first is going to be a party in your ears. So then from there, we'll see where we go with it.
Yeah. I'm at the Real Father MC on the IG at the Real Father MC. I got kicked out like 3-4 weeks ago or something like that, but they put me back in. I don't know what happened. Yeah, IG is crazy. I don't know what happened, but it's at the Real Father MC. I'm on Twitter and Facebook. It's the same thing. It follows each other. You know what I'm saying? Father MC. And y'all come and check me out. Hit me up. I do respond back and I talk to y'all. So, y'all give me inspiration too. And I'd love to thank this beautiful young lady for having me on. I'm gonna check out when we come to the VA and get it popping. And Jay gonna get you those records. And world, I'm here. It's about time. It's about to go down. If y'all knew how I did it before, y'all know it. I'm about to do it now. Just a little crazy. We just old and sexy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Keeping it sexy. All love. Thank you so much, Father MC.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.